On July 13th, 2024, in my home state of Pennsylvania, a kid by the name of Thomas Matthew Crooks tried to assassinate Donald Trump as he spoke, trying to gain support for his upcoming election. But after the shot was fired, Trump stood up, lifted his fist, and yelled, "Fight, fight, fight." To any normal person, even those that hated Trump, this was a powerful moment that made people feel like maybe he does care a little bit about this country. This bullet that magically only scratched his ear may have been responsible for his re-election. In this video, we'll talk about why Americans voted for Donald Trump so that we can better understand how it is that we've gotten here to where we're at today. Let's get into it. Why he was elected. First, Trump was very anti-war and pro-middle class. Two things that were extremely important to normal people was that we don't get involved in more wars and that we support the middle class, which has been dying for decades as the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. One very famous example of this is Trump saying that he would end the Russia-Ukraine war in 24 hours, which sounded pretty good. Simply put, he was telling us we shouldn't spend money on stupid wars and we should rebuild our country and get it back to what it once was. And of course, what it was before was an amazing country for the middle class. And if you don't know, the middle class are people who just work normal jobs. They're not very poor and they're not very rich. And he promised for the middle class lower taxes, more jobs, and more money staying in the United States. So many working people thought, yeah, this might actually help me. Unfortunately, though, Trump hasn't improved anybody's life except his own during his presidency. However, Kami's life was improved when she started learning Spanish with Lingo Diary, a free language learning app that I made so that we can learn languages through what's really important to us, our thoughts, experiences, and goals. If you're into journaling and learning languages, or you just want to try a different method, check it out in the description for free. And if you review it on the Play Store, I'll personally thank you for it in a video. Now, Trump was also elected because he was a businessman. Before politics, Trump was known as an incredible investor and businessman. This made people think, well, if he understands money and he can make a business profitable, he could probably do the same for our country. Whether that idea is true or not, the important thing is people believed it. And belief is what's most important in politics. Then came the assassination attempt. Let's go back to that moment. This wasn't just a big news event. It became a symbol. A symbol in this context means something that represents a bigger idea. For many supporters, this moment showed strength, survival, and determination for the man that might just be the one to lead our country to success. They saw Trump now as somebody who keeps going, even after encountering danger. And emotionally, that meant a lot to voters. And most voters don't really vote based on logic. They vote based on party and emotion. Whether the assassination attempt was real or faked, the truth is it was very impactful for the voters. The next big thing for Trump's re-election was his idea of America first. That meant focus on the United States before helping other countries. In simple terms, that meant more jobs for Americans, reduce immigration, and spend more money in the country. For many people, this sounded fair and reasonable. I mean, they thought, why are we helping others when we have so many problems here at home? I mean, who knows how many hundreds of billions we've sent to other countries over the last years. Meanwhile, we have huge homeless populations in all of our major cities. And that may sound rude, but I mean, think about it. Even when we do help other countries, are we really helping them? We claimed to help Latin American countries when we invaded them around 40 times, flipping their country on its head and changing their government. How much did we help when we spent all that money to liberate Vietnam from communism? You see, this wasn't just a message for people who wanted America to be a selfish country. It was also a message to people who didn't want us to go and destroy other countries again. And so, this is why his supporters hate him now. Everything that he said to get reelected, he hasn't done. He went from anti-war to pro-war. The people that voted for him actually thought that he would end the Russia-Ukraine war within 24 hours. And of course, that hasn't happened. And to make matters even worse, he's attacked Iran and caused global panic and higher gas prices everywhere. So yeah, his supporters are angry and they feel tricked, lied to, and deceived. They thought that Trump would make the world a better place in the name of America, but he has only done the opposite. And lastly, Trump said that he would put America first, but clearly he is putting America last. He said lower prices, but then he did everything to increase the price on everything. So this is how it feels to be here now. I'll be honest with you. My father voted for Donald Trump. And although I didn't agree with him, I tried to understand his point of view. He is a smart man, but he was tricked, like many. He's like many Americans that just wanted the best for his country, for his grandchildren. He wanted to see this pattern of decline and degradation in our country stop. Now, when I visit him, he no longer has the national news on. He has the local news on. He doesn't want to hear about what's happening in this country. He doesn't even want to talk about what Trump is doing or what he isn't doing. He is tired of it. And it's not just about Trump tricking him. That's not really what hurts him. What hurts is that he knows that the country he's leaving for his grandchildren is going down. He knows that soon those 50-year loans on a house won't just be an option, but a necessity. And the dream of having a good life in the US will soon become just that, a dream. I mention this to you because I know that you are a smart person. You're a critical thinker. And I want you to remember that just like in Nazi Germany, it wasn't that all the people that voted for the Nazi party were inherently evil or stupid, but rather desperate for change, desperate to see something get better in their country. And if we are so arrogant as to think that we would never vote for evil out of desperation, we're wrong. And if we're wrong, history will continue repeating itself. Tell me what you think about Trump in the comments and how all of this has affected you and your country. It was a pleasure seeing you again, friend. Have a wonderful week. Goodbye.